You and me.
Always. You and me.
Olivia Wilde's new flick, Don't Worry Darling, has been garnering a ton of media press as of late. But not for the reason she may have wanted.
As for all the endless tabloid gossip and all the noise out there, I mean, the internet feeds itself. I don't feel the need to contribute. I think it's sufficiently well-nourished.
The film, which was released on September 23rd, has everything a big blockbuster release needs for success. An ensemble cast, buzzworthy director, and viral trailers. But aside from all of the glitz and glam, behind the scenes drama was boiling over and leaking into the tabloids. Let's take a deep dive into the rumors and lay out exactly what went down. Olivia Wilde's sophomore debut. Don't Worry Darling is the second project with director Olivia Wilde at the helm. Her first project, 2019's Booksmart, was received more than well, with a whopping 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite this massive success for her directorial debut, Wilde admits there's a ton of pressure on female directors going into their sophomore project. Telling Variety, "It's harder for women to get a second chance at directing. Fewer people will invest in the second film of a woman than a man." Don't Worry Darling was her stab at a thriller film set in a utopian 1950s town called Victory. Life is perfect, with every resident's needs met by the company. All they ask in return is unquestioning commitment to the victory cause, states a review of the feature. But when cracks in their idyllic life begin to appear, exposing flashes of something much more sinister lurking beneath the attractive facade, Alice can't help questioning what they're doing in Victory and why. Just how much is Alice willing to lose to expose what's really going on in Paradise? The initial cast was set with Florence Pugh and Shia Labeouf to star as Alice and Jack, husband and wife leads. However, in September of 2020, Labeouf made an unexpected departure from the film, and Harry Styles stepped in to take his place. On-set romances and casting mix-ups fueled the drama-filled headlines leading up to the film's release. Olivia Wilde's no-nonsense policy. The script for Don't Worry Darling came on the scene hot in July of 2019, sparking a major bidding war between 18 different studios. Wilde turned down major offers for the movie and went with New Line because, according to Variety, they offered her a theatrical release in writing. Fast forward to April of 2020, her ensemble cast was announced, featuring Pugh, Labeouf, and Chris Pine. This cast is bananas. I'm the happiest director in the world. To say that I'm honored, excited, elated in myself would be a massive understatement. Wilde tweeted, "All must be good in Olivia Wilde's world now." Not quite. By September, it was announced that Harry Styles would be stepping in for Labeouf, who was exiting the project due to a scheduling conflict. Losing your leading man would typically be a disaster, but Olivia Wilde was thrilled for the cast swap. "I did a little victory dance when we heard that we officially had Harry in the film, because we knew that he has a real appreciation for fashion and style," Wilde said. Not too long after the switch, it was leaked that Wilde had actually fired Labeouf due to his display of poor behavior and style clash with the cast and crew. This came out during a lawsuit Labeouf was facing from ex-FKA Twigs, who alleged that Shia physically assaulted her. Shia Labeouf did deny all claims, but would later go on the Real Ones podcast, admitting that he hurt that woman. To add fuel to the fire, dating rumors started to spark between Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles. The rumor started in early 2021 when they were seen holding hands at a wedding. Insiders would then go on to tell People magazine, what started out as a close friendship quickly turned romantic. Everyone saw it coming. During film breaks, he would visit her trailer. These reports came just weeks after Olivia Wilde split from her longtime partner, Jason Sudeikis. Olivia Wilde, however, was not done taking shots at Labeouf. While appearing on Variety's Director on Director series, she elaborated on her number one rule: no nonsense policy. Okay, she didn't use the words nonsense, but you get the idea.
Someone who's a very established
actor and director in this industry gave me really terrible advice that was helpful because I just knew I had to do the opposite. And they said, listen, the way to get respect on a set, you have to have 3 arguments a day. 3 arguments, big arguments that just reinstate your power, remind everyone who's in charge, be the predator. And I was like, that is the opposite of my process. And I want none of that.
She adopted this policy because, according to her, it puts everybody on the same level. Apparently, Labeouf could not get on her level. Production would soon come to a wrap on February 15th, 2021. But that would just be the beginning of Olivia's wild ride. The drama makes its way to center stage. Don't Worry Darling was heavily inspired by, in Wilde's words, really sexy films like Fatal Attraction and Indecent Exposure. Having good romantic scenes was vital for Wilde, saying, "Why isn't there any good intimacy in film anymore?" Finding a good leading man to pair with Pugh was crucial to make these heavily romantic scenes work, and Wilde revealed that Stiles was on her shortlist for casting all along, but his tour conflicted with scheduling. Fans quickly began speculating that Labeouf may have been fired after Harry Styles' tour was cancelled due to COVID, making him available for the role. This rumor was temporarily swept under the rug after Olivia Wilde's appearance at CinemaCon in Las Vegas, giving fans something new to chew on. While on stage, Wilde was given a mysterious envelope by a woman in the audience. The envelope clearly read, "Personal and confidential."
This is for me, right now? This is very mysterious. I'm gonna open it now because it feels like it's timely. Is this a script? Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
It was later revealed that the envelope contained legal papers served by her ex Sudeikis regarding their 2 children. As trailers for the film began dropping online, buzz was circling around the intimate scenes featuring Harry Styles and Florence Pugh. Pugh, however, was quick to push back on this, stating, "When it's reduced to your intimate scenes, or to watch the most famous man in the world go down on someone, it's not why we do it." Pugh told the publication, "It's not why I'm in this industry." Speaking of the 2 stars, a rumor of a rift forming between Styles and Pugh began circling on the web as well. Fans were citing a rather large pay gap between the 2 stars. Olivia Wilde addressed rumors of Harry Styles earning 3 times more than Pugh by saying the narrative is simply clickbait. There has been a lot out there that I largely don't pay attention to, but the absurdity of invented clickbait and subsequent reaction regarding a non-existent pay disparity between our lead and supporting actors really upsets me, she told Variety. Fans also speculated that there was a feud between director Olivia Wilde and Pugh, due to the fact that Pugh didn't react to a tribute photo Wilde posted about Pugh on her Instagram. While Wilde failed to respond to that specific speculation, she did go on to say, "Tabloid media is a tool to pit women against one another and to shame them." Labeouf fires back.
Do it! Just do it!
In the same Variety publication, Wilde readdressed the firing of Shia Labeouf, calling his process combative. "I say this as someone who is such an admirer of his work," she told the publication. "His process was not conducive to the ethos that I demand in my productions. He has a process that, in some ways, seems to require a combative energy, and I don't personally believe that is conducive to the best performances." However, Labeouf denies ever being fired, and says he left due to a lack of rehearsal time and that he's got receipts to prove it. In an email to Variety, the actor responded to Wilde's comments, claiming he actually quit the film due to a lack of rehearsal time. He also provided the magazine with an email he had sent Wilde in response to her interview, which Variety published in full. "You and I both know the reasons for my exit. I quit your film because your actors and I couldn't find time to rehearse," Labeouf wrote to Wilde. Labeouf also reportedly sent the publication text messages and a video that Wilde allegedly sent him 2 days after he quit the project in August of 2020. "I feel like I am not ready to give up on this yet, and I too am heartbroken, and I want to figure this out, Wilde said in the video, according to Variety. You know, I think this might be a bit of a wake-up call for Miss Flo, and I want to know if you're open to giving this a shot with me, with us. If she really commits, if she really puts her mind and heart into it at this point, and if you guys can make peace, and I respect your point of view, I respect hers. But if you guys can do it, what do you think? Is there hope? Will you let me know? In his email to Wilde, Labeouf pleaded with her to set the record straight about how he exited the film. I know that you are beginning your press run for DWD, and that the news of me firing is attractive clickbait, as I am still persona non grata and may remain as such for the rest of my life, he wrote. But speaking of my daughter, I often think about the news articles that she will read when she is literate. And though I owe and will owe for the rest of my life, I only owe for my actions. He concluded the email, "Firing me never took place, Olivia, and while I fully understand the attractiveness of pushing that story because of the current social landscape, the social currency that brings, it is not the truth. So I am humbly asking, as a person with an eye toward making things right, that you correct the narrative as best you can. I hope none of this negatively affects you and that your film is successful in all the ways you want it to be." It seemed as though Shia Labeouf had set the record straight, but Wilde was not having it. In a later interview with Vanity Fair, Wilde doubled down on her claims of firing Labeouf after star actress Pugh expressed she was uncomfortable with his behavior. "It wasn't the ethos that I demanded in my productions," she added. "I wanted him to get well and to evolve, because I think it's a great loss to the film industry when someone that talented is unable to work." The director concluded by saying, "Labeouf's exit was much more nuanced than can be explained in private texts released out of context." In the same interview, Wilde also shut down rumors that she left her ex-fiancé Sudeikis to date Styles after meeting him on set. "The idea that I left Jason for Harry is completely inaccurate," she said. "Our relationship was over long before I met Harry." As if things couldn't get worse, a new rift between the cast was brought to light in front of the world at the Venice Film Festival. The Venice Spitgate fiasco. Yes, you saw the video, probably 100 times. Was there or was there not evidence of spit? Comment below. Olivia Wilde thinks not, of course. While making an appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Wilde made an attempt to put to bed the rumor that Styles indeed spit on Pine during the premiere.
Weird rumors, Spitgate, which you might have heard about,
Harry Styles. Did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?
No.
Why or
No.
why not? Support your answer.
He did not. But I think it's a perfect example of like people will look for drama anywhere they can. Harry did not spit on Chris, in fact.
But fans were eager to point out that, prior to the Venice Film Festival, co-leads Pine and Pugh did not make an attendance to the NYC showing of the film. The Spitgate incident was just fuel to the media frenzy. Despite the negative press, Olivia Wilde's sophomore film still performed well on its opening week, earning $19.2 million at the US box office. And that's all for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Before you leave, subscribe to Screener and turn on notifications to never miss any updates.